Episode number 242, Tommy Maroon Sports Show, right here on WCTV. Yes, sir. We are going to have a lot of fun. But first, we need to talk about the Cleveland Guardians because, well, they have been doing a dandy lately. Yes, sir. They're the Naylor brothers. But I'm looking at the team leaders, and Jose Ramirez is leading the team in a lot of categories. Whether it's average at 276, home runs at 23, RBI in 76, 15 swipes, 65 runs, a 329 on base percentage, a 550 slugging percentage, an 879 OPS, 89 hits, 17 doubles, and he only has one triple actually, but still, my goodness, he has been incredible, hasn't he, folks? And then for pitching, Tanner Bybee has an ERA of 3.47. Logan Allen has won 8 games this season. Tanner Bybee, 109 strikeouts. Emmanuel Clase, untouchable. He has 25 saves, 39 strikeouts. And get this, an ERA of .67. He is sizzling, isn't he, folks? Yes, he is. Still yet to see the first complete game of the season for the Guardians. It's a shame. And you know what was also a shame? The weekend series against the Kansas City Royals. Yikes. Not that good. What you're looking at right there is the Guardians at the White Sox last night. I need to talk to you about the Guardians at the Royals losing 3 of the 4 games. First game was a 2-1 loss where Ben Lively had himself a dandy of a day, but was a tough luck loser, the 32-year-old pitcher. Gave up 2 runs on 6 hits. The bullpen didn't give up a hit during their 2 innings, but still. Daniel Schneemann did have an RBI on sac fly in the first game. Game 2 was a beatdown, 10-3, yikes. Where Daniel Schneemann again had a sac fly. And Jose Ramirez had a home run in the first inning. Sounded good, didn't it? And then the Royals went nuts after that. Vinny Pasquantino had 3 RBI. Salvador Perez had a home run. This is Pasquantino. In fact, 6 players for the Royals had RBIs that day. And Tristan McKenzie, who eventually got summoned down to Columbus due to his struggles this season. But yeah, he didn't even get out of the 3rd inning. Fortunately, Game 3 prevented the sweep with a 7-2 win, where the Guardians saw Jose Ramirez with 2 RBIs. And, of course, Josh Naylor hitting a home... Wait, did Josh Naylor hit a home run? I don't think he did. Let me check. He hit a double. What else did Josh Naylor do? Oh, yeah, John Kenzie Noel. Could possibly forget John Kenzie Noel. Hit a home run as well. Always great to see that. Josh Naylor did not hit a home run, but he did have 2 RBIs that day, so there was that. Always great to see that out of Mr. Naylor. And Tanner Bybee had 5 innings of work, 3 strikeouts. Only 3 strikeouts, but still not too shabby. And then the 4th and final game, the Guardians ultimately lost 6-2, where we saw Jose Ramirez and Josh Naylor cash in 1 run each. Josh Naylor went 2 for 4 in the game. Jose Ramirez went 1 for 1. Daniel Schneemann, who's not been doing that bad, he went 1 for 3 in the game with a walk and a run scored. So there's that Daniel Schneemann. It was picked in 2018. He's 27 years old, and he is not doing a shabby job so far. And then the game you're looking at right now. It was a back and forth and crazy game last night against the White Sox, and the Guardians came out on top because they are so good. Carlos Carrasco went 6 innings, only threw 70 pitches. My goodness, that is very effective. But then again, he gave up, 3 runs on 4 hits. So Stephen Vogt was like, no, you can't continue going. Luis Robert had himself a good day, 2 hits. And 4 RBIs that day, including his 18th of the season. My goodness, the White Sox are not doing good. And now they're guaranteed Less than 100 wins this season, and it ain't even the 4th of July. My goodness. That's embarrassing. Bonaylor walked it off on a sac fly last night. And the Guardians are up 6 games on the Twinkies and 8 games on the Royals. So there is that. Hopefully they will continue their pace. But looking at it, they're the top team in the American League. And only the Phillies are better than the Guardians in the entire major leagues. How about that? They are doing a dandy, aren't they, folks? But anyways, enough of that. Time to get to high school football because there are 51 days to go till it's high school football time. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Let's roll up the picks, or predictions, I ought to say. And there it is. High school football predictions for the Suburban League this week. Next week, we will look at the GCC and the Federal League, Greater Cleveland Conference and the Federal League. But anyways, I got my Hornets going 9-1, 7-0 because we've been pretty darn good lately. And I don't think we're going to skip a beat after almost winning the region last year. Ultimately, of course, losing to the rough and tough, who do you call them? Avon Eagles, that's it. But yeah, I think our only loss will come to Hudson week 1, and then we'll run the table. Our schedule looks pretty easy, including teams that we can beat up on like Copley, Roosevelt, Revere, Cuyahoga Falls, amongst others. And Royalton, Brunswick should be easy. Talmadge and Barberton, not that easy, but I think we can do it. Aurora will be 9-1. Their only loss coming to us at the last week of the season. I know I might be a little biased as the Hornets commentator, but still. They will be undefeated. They will beat Twinsburg. They will beat Lutheran West. They will beat West Geauga in their 9 conference games this season. And then run the table up till they play us. Barberton 7-3, 5-2 in my opinion. They'll lose to Wadsworth. They'll lose to us. They'll lose to Aurora. And then you have the Talmadge Blue Devils 6-4, 4-3. By the way, there are no ties in this Suburban League for the American Conference and National Conference. The one big game that they're looking forward to is Brecksville week 1. You see it on the right of your screen. We'll get to that in a bit. And then we'll have the Roosevelt Rough Riders finish in, let's see here, 5th place, 4-6, 3-4. And then the Copley Indians try and bounce back from a rough season last year under first-year coach John Cromwell. A Baldwin Wallace grad, may I say. That's always great to see that. Everybody at BW remembers him very well. He's a good guy. I talked to him before our beatdown against him and his Indians last year. He's a good guy. I think he played quarterback for Copley, if I'm not mistaken. So there is that. 3-7, 2-5. And did I mention that the Indians are getting a new stadium? Copley Stadium is being renovated heavily. Let me check. Copley Stadium. It is completely brand new. They are fixing it up. It looks pretty good in my opinion. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a much better stadium than their initial one, because their old stadium wasn't really the best. Very old, very outdated, but it looks like they're fixing it up. Looks like they're fixing it up. Looks like they're doing a good job at it. That's going to be exciting to see. It's going to be exciting to see new visiting bleachers, new 8-lane tracks, scoreboard's going to remain, new home grandstand, a new plaza, new visitor bleachers at long last, new home stands, new band bleachers, and yeah, a new 8-lane track. I think they only had a 6-lane track at one point, which is kind of hard to believe. I think the Hornets also had one at our old stadium. Anyways, Revere will go 3-7, 1-6, and the Cuyahoga Falls Black Tigers 2-8, 0-7. Now time to go to the Suburban League in the National Conference. I think that the Wadsworth Grizzlies should come out on top in that conference for the second year in a row with an 8-2 record running the table in the National Conference. they've really been doing a dandy lately over the last couple of years, and I think they can continue it. Anyways, the Hudson Explorers will be second, 8-2 as well, but 6-1. Nordonia also 8-2, but 5-2 in conference play. So, yep, I fixed my Google Sheet that I was looking at. And then the 4-3 team will be Brecksville, 6-4, 4-3. The 3-4 team, looking at it, it is the Twinsburg Tigers, 4-6, 3-4. And then you have, let's see here, North Royalton. They don't play Solon this year, oddly enough. I was kind of surprised by that. I thought they would, but I guess not. That is certainly odd. And then you have the Solon Comets, who will go 1-5, 4-6 on the season, just like how Royalton will also go 4-6 on the season. And then sitting in dead last is Stowe Monroe Falls Bulldogs. You got to feel for Stowe. They have been struggling immensely lately. Well, hopefully they can pick it up, because you never want to see schools struggle. You never do, folks. Well, I think they're going to go 1-9 with their only one being over Massillon Jackson, what should be a tough game through and through. Anyways, looking at the right for big games, Highland Hudson week 1. Hudson is home, unfortunately, so there is that. And then there's Wadsworth at Barberton, week 1. Yeah, at Sharkey Stadium. And then Aurora plays Twinsburg, also week 1. And Talmadge Brecksville, week 1. A lot of American Conference schools playing National Conference schools. Looking at it, all the American Conference schools, except for Barberton, will be on the road. And then the Battle of Ridge Road, as I like to call it. North Royalton at Highland, the annual Taste of Highland, week 2. That's going to be fun in 58 days from now. I cannot wait. Nordonia will go to the Finney Stadium to play Berea Mid Park in week 2. Barberton Stowe, that's a good rivalry, week 2. And Brunswick Highland, week 3. Medina Wadsworth, Copley Twinsburg, Hudson, Cleveland Heights, week 3. Then you get to the good conference games. Like, for instance, Hudson at Cleveland Heights. Or no, not Hudson, Cleveland Heights, excuse me. Highland at Barberton, Sharkey Stadium, week 6. Hudson, Wadsworth, week 6. Nordonia at Wadsworth, week 7. And then Hudson, Nordonia, week 8. And then you got week 9 matchups of Barberton at Aurora and Revere at Copley. That should be a good game, considering the fact that Revere and Copley are two very bitter rivals in Summit County. And then Highland at Aurora to close out week 10, and what I think will also be another winner-take-all showdown for the American Conference. Ooh, boy, it's going to be a lot of fun, but looking at it right now, there are indeed 51 days to go till high school football. And once Independence Day comes, once the 4th of July comes, it will be 50 days till high school football. And then on the 5th of July, or past Independence Day, 49 days till high school football, which means there will be 7 weeks to go. Oh my goodness, that's going to be super exciting, isn't it, folks? I know, I'm really looking forward to it. August 23rd is kickoff. Of course, we will be playing the Hudson Explorers week 1 and then the North Royalton Bears week 2. I just can't wait for it. I think it's going to be a good season. We play a Thursday night game against the Revere Minutemen, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check that out for a second. Yes, our senior day will be a Thursday night game against Revere. Hopefully my schedule will be perfect for that, for BW. And that's it. We're done for the week. I'd like to remind you, next week, we're going to talk Greater Cleveland Conference and Federal League football. Who will come out on top? I got my picks all set up right there. You'll see starting next week. Till next time, I'm Tommy. Thanking you for watching. So long.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.